Something happened yesterday that made me rage in a way that I have not raged in a long time. I'm generally a very calm, collect person, and it takes a lot to get me upset. But something happened yesterday, and I'll admit I saw red. Many of you probably know the issues that Craig has been having from Fight the Flat Earth, with his channel being struck down because he was porn bombed. There's also a lot of allegations of who may have been the porn bomber. I don't know the specifics of it. I'm not in those conversations, and that's not what this video is about. This video is about one of the people who has apparently been accused of it, P. Mars. And P. Mars' response to why he is not the porn bomber. I'll let him speak for himself.
They just say I'm a porn bomber, and some people will repeat that I'm a porn bomber, but they're not. They are also child molesters, because it's not real for someone to just watch a child molester like Fight the Flat Earth, who molests, I think, his own children. I have evidence of this. I will be sending it to a scientific peer-reviewed journal.
I'll lay all my cards on the table right now. This is just a hobby of mine. Making videos trying to educate people on why the Earth is actually round and not flat, unlike P. Mars. This is a hobby. My real job is investigating crime. For the past 15 years, I have devoted my life to protecting people and seeking justice when wrong has happened. And for those 15 years, I have put countless people in prison for doing terrible things to children. And 15 years ago, I was introduced to this little girl, Talia. She was 5 years old. Talia was from a broken home. Her father was in the military. Her mother had no job. So her father won her in a custody battle. But her father did not want her. Her father had remarried and had a new child of his own. So Talia was the bastard child. Talia was abused. Talia was harassed. Talia was underfed. Talia was not taken care of. At one point, her school even noticed that there were bruises on her that were unexplained. When it was reported, her father took her out of school, and nothing happened. Neighbors reported that they thought something might be happening in the house, and they reported that to my organization. A colleague of mine actually went to the house, didn't see any bruises, nothing happened. By the summer of 2005, Talia was left at home by herself all day. A little 5-year-old girl. She'd been punished frequently because she wet the bed. So as punishment, they took away her bed. And then they took away her toys. And by the 16th of July, the only thing in her room was a sheet and a poster on the wall. Earlier in the day, after having a chicken nugget that was left over from one of the other family members, that was her lunch, she wet herself again. Her father punished her by sending her to her room. Several hours later, he went to check on her, and she'd wet herself again. So he yelled at her, he screamed at her, and he told her to get in the shower. And as any sad 5-year-old would do, she did the little kid shuffle down the hallway. And to motivate her to move faster, her father punched her in the back of the head. And she fell. So her father picked her up, put her in the shower, turned on the cold water, and walked away. 10 minutes later, he picked her back up, put her back in her bedroom, naked and wet, and walked away. It wasn't for another hour until Talia's stepmother realized something might be wrong. So what did they do? They called local family members to come and take their child away before they called 911. Several hours later, she was pronounced dead. There were many broken links that resulted in the death of Talia. People knew that something was wrong, and they failed her. So when somebody claims they have evidence that a child is being harmed, I take it personally. As one of many people that investigated this death, I came across some film in the residence. Actual wet film that hadn't been developed. And there were pictures of a happy little girl. I made multiple copies of that film roll, and passed it out to my office as a reminder of what we were doing. And for the past 15 years, I've carried that picture with me every day. So, Patrick, if you have evidence that a child is being harmed, submitting that evidence to a scientific peer-reviewed journal is not an option. By doing that, you are enabling child abuse. You are allowing an innocent child to continue to be molested. That is on your head. If you have evidence, it needs to be turned over to authorities to protect the child. And that is what is expected of you. Now, if this is just hyperbole and you're trying to make a statement to get back at somebody who made you mad, I'd like to let you know something. Patrick, in North Dakota, there is a crime known as false reporting. And I looked it up. I really like the North Dakota false reporting crime. Any person who willfully makes a false report or provides information that causes a report to be made is guilty of a Class B misdemeanor. Also, a person who willfully makes a false report or willfully provides false information that causes a report to be made also is liable in a civil action for all damages suffered by the person reported, including exemplary damages. So you have several options now, Patrick. Take your evidence to the police and do the right thing, and I will stand beside you and seek justice for whatever happened. Apologize and say that you were wrong, or just wait for somebody else to file a report on your behalf for the information you have provided, because anybody can file a police report based on the information that you have provided, and that would be a shame if somebody did it.